The easy road looks attractive at first glance. It promises comfort, convenience, and the absence of struggle. It whispers to us, don't worry, relax. There's no need to push too hard. And for a while, that path feels good. But the problem with the easy road is that it robs us of the very thing that makes us strong: resistance. Just as muscles grow only when challenged by weight, our character grows only when challenged by difficulty. Without resistance, there is no growth. Without pressure, there is no strength. The truth is simple: the easy road weakens, and the hard road strengthens. Every time you choose what is hard, whether it's waking up early to work on your goals, practicing discipline when it's easier to indulge, or staying committed when quitting feels tempting, you add another layer of strength to your character. You build a version of yourself that can't be easily shaken, and that is the beginning of becoming unstoppable. Doing what is hard is not about making life miserable. It's about making yourself unbreakable. Life will inevitably throw storms, setbacks, and difficulties your way. If you have always chosen what is easy, those storms will knock you down because you'll lack the resilience to stand. But if you've chosen the harder road, if you've trained yourself to endure challenge, then when the storms come, you will not only survive, you will rise stronger. Think about anyone you admire: athletes, leaders, entrepreneurs, people who changed history. None of them became who they are by taking the easy way. They embraced the long hours, the criticism, the failures, and the uncertainty. They accepted that success requires walking through difficulty, and they understood that every hard step was making them stronger. They didn't avoid the mountain, they climbed it, and it was the climb that gave them the strength to lead, inspire, and win. The hard road is the price of freedom. The discipline of saving money is hard, but it gives you the freedom to live without financial chains. The discipline of eating healthy and exercising is hard, but it gives you the freedom of good health and energy. The discipline of learning, growing, and practicing your craft is hard, but it gives you the freedom of competence and confidence. On the other hand, the easy road, spending recklessly, neglecting health, avoiding growth, traps you in regret and dependence. The reason most people don't become unstoppable is because they keep choosing the easy road. They avoid discomfort, they escape responsibility, and they refuse to endure the pain of growth, and in doing so, they weaken themselves. But if you want to live a life of strength, if you want to become unstoppable, you must train yourself to embrace what is hard. You must look at challenges and say, this is my opportunity. This is where I grow. So when you wake up tomorrow and feel the temptation to choose comfort, pause and ask yourself, will this choice make me stronger or will it make me weaker? Because every decision either builds your strength or drains it. Choose the hard road, not because it's fun, but because it's the only road that makes you unshakable. And one day, when life throws its greatest challenges at you, you will stand tall. You will not crumble. You will not retreat, because you will know deep down that you have walked the hard road, and the hard road has made you unstoppable. Most people want a better life, but very few are willing to walk the road that leads there. That road is paved with discipline, sacrifice, and persistence. It is narrow, often uncomfortable, and rarely crowded. Yet, it is the road that leads to strength, character, and freedom. The alternative path, the easy one, may feel pleasant today, but it always ends with regret. And regret is a far heavier burden than discipline ever could be. Discipline is hard. Waking up early to work on your goals is hard. Saying no to distractions when everyone else is indulging is hard. Staying consistent when no one is clapping for you is hard. But so is regret. The regret of wasted years. The regret of health loss because you neglected your body. The regret of missed opportunities because you chose comfort over growth. The regret of looking back and knowing you could have done more but didn't. The truth is simple. Life will give you one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. You will pay either way, but one cost buys you strength, the other buys you sorrow. Which cost are you willing to pay? When you commit to discipline today, you purchase freedom tomorrow. Every disciplined choice becomes a seed planted in the soil of your future. The hours you invest in your health will buy you vitality in later years. The effort you invest in your learning will buy you opportunities others only dream of. The persistence you pour into your goals will buy you a life designed by intention, not dictated by chance. Discipline is not punishment, it is the price of greatness. But understand this: discipline doesn't mean perfection. It means persistence. It means doing the hard thing even when you don't feel like it. It means showing up again and again and until your habits become part of your identity. When you do what is hard repeatedly, eventually it stops feeling hard. It becomes who you are. The person who runs every morning doesn't argue with themselves about it anymore. Running is simply part of their life. The person who saves money every month doesn't wrestle with the temptation to spend it all. Saving has become natural. Discipline is what transforms effort into ease and struggle into strength. The world doesn't stop testing you once you've succeeded. Every new level of life demands a stronger version of you. And the only way to become that version is through embracing what is hard. Easy choices create a life of struggle. Hard choices create a life of freedom. Success doesn't ask, what's comfortable for you? It asks, what are you willing to endure? Think of those who are admired, respected, and remembered. They are not the ones who always sought comfort. They are the ones who carried discipline like a shield, who endured when others quit, who walked the hard road long enough to see the reward at the end. They didn't avoid difficulty, they used it as fuel. They didn't run from responsibility, they grew stronger by embracing it. One day, the choices you make today will become your story. Will it be a story of regret filled with sentences like, I should have, I could have, I wish I had? Or will it be a story of courage, one where you can look back with pride and say, I gave it my all, I didn't quit, I lived fully. That decision is being written every single day in every act of discipline you practice or avoid. The time to choose is now, not tomorrow, not someday, not when it's convenient. Because tomorrow has a way of turning into never. If you want to be unstoppable, if you want to live free of regret, then start today by doing what is hard. Push against your excuses, lean into your discomfort. Take the step that others are unwilling to take. And remember this, the struggle you feel now is temporary, but the strength you gain will last forever. Do what is hard today, and you will live tomorrow with no regrets. Discipline is the bridge between who you are and who you want to be. Cross it daily, and one day you'll realize you've become unstoppable. Hard work is not just about completing tasks or checking boxes on a to-do list. Hard work is resistance. It is struggle. It is the unseen gym for your mind, your willpower, and your character. Every time you face difficulty and choose to keep going, you are building muscles you cannot see, but the world can feel. These muscles are not in your arms or legs, they are in your spirit. They give you the ability to push through, to endure, to rise again when life tries to push you down. Think about the principle of resistance training in the gym. A weight is heavy, uncomfortable, even painful at times. But when you lift it, when you push against it, your body adapts. The muscle fibers tear and repair, and you come back stronger. Hard work operates the same way. The obstacles, the struggles, the challenges, they are the weights of life. If you avoid them, you remain weak. If you embrace them, you grow. But here's the secret most people overlook: hard work doesn't just change what you can do. It changes who you are. When you commit to doing the difficult things, waking up earlier than you want, studying when you'd rather relax, working on your craft while others are entertained, you develop grit, you develop self-trust. You start to believe in your ability to handle anything because you've proven to yourself time and time again that you can. Doing what is easy feels good in the moment, but leaves you unprepared when life tests you. And life will test you. It doesn't ask if you're ready. It simply shows up with storms, disappointments, losses, and unexpected obstacles. If you've built no inner muscles, you crumble. But if you've been training through hard work, through discipline, through sacrifice, then you can stand firm. You can take the hit and keep moving forward. Hard work builds endurance. It teaches you patience. It trains you to delay gratification, to see beyond the immediate moment, to invest in a future you cannot yet touch. When you embrace hard work, you understand that today's grind becomes tomorrow's freedom. And that freedom is not given, It is earned by the sweat, persistence, and resilience of people who dared to do what was hard. Think of the great achievers in history, the leaders, the innovators, the pioneers. None of them became unstoppable by choosing comfort. They became unstoppable by enduring difficulty. They studied when others partied. They practiced when others slept. They pressed forward when others quit. They were not born extraordinary. They built their strength by doing what was hard until it became their advantage. And the beauty of this truth is that it applies to you as well. Every time you choose the harder option, you add another layer of strength to your character. You train your mind to lean into challenge instead of running from it. You begin to see difficulty not as a wall, but as a weight you can lift, one rep at a time, until you grow strong enough to move mountains. So the next time you face something difficult, don't run. Don't complain, don't wait for it to get easier. Instead, remind yourself this is training. This is how I build the muscles that will carry me forward. This is how I become unstoppable. Because life will never stop being hard. The only question is whether you will stop or whether you will rise. Hard work builds inner muscles. Those muscles will carry you through storms, lift you above mediocrity, and make you unbreakable in the face of challenge. Choose the hard road now, and one day you will look back with gratitude that you did, because you will have become the kind of person who cannot be defeated. That is the true reward of hard work, not just success, but transformation. Growth lives outside your comfort zone. If you want to become unstoppable, you must learn to do the things most people avoid, the things that feel uncomfortable, the things that stretch you. Your comfort zone is safe, but it is also a cage. And while comfort may feel good in the moment, it quietly steals your potential, your future, and your strength. Doing what is hard is the price of freedom. Hard work, discipline, sacrifice, these are not punishments. They are the refining fires that shape you into someone strong enough to carry the weight of your dreams. Every time you resist the pull of ease and choose the harder path, you build a layer of resilience. Like a muscle, the more you push against resistance, the stronger you become, and just like a muscle, if you stop pushing, you weaken. Think of the stories of people you admire. Heroes, leaders, visionaries, they all walked a hard road. They embraced rejection, failure, long nights, early mornings, and challenges that would have crushed weaker spirits. What made them unstoppable was not talent or luck, but the willingness to go through what others refused to face. They did what was hard, and that effort transformed them into people who could not be broken by circumstance. The easy way, on the other hand, always feels good at first, but it steals from you quietly. Skipping the workout feels good for a day, but it costs you health in the long run. Spending money on impulse feels enjoyable now, but it steals your financial freedom later. Choosing comfort over challenge is like eating sugar. It satisfies in the moment, but weakens you over time. Doing what is hard is like eating healthy food. It may not always taste sweet, but it strengthens you for the future. Both paths are hard. Discipline is hard, but regret is harder. Effort is hard, but mediocrity is heavier. Growth requires pain, but so does staying stuck. Since life demands struggle either way, why not choose the struggle that leads to strength? Why not pay the price today so you can live in freedom tomorrow? Each time you step into the hard, you expand your world. The first time you speak in public, it feels terrifying. But after doing it again and again, you build confidence. The first time you wake up early when you don't want to, it feels like torture. But after weeks of practice, it becomes a habit that multiplies your productivity. What once was hard becomes easy, and then you move to the next level of hard. That cycle, leaning into the difficult, mastering it, and then moving higher, is how unstoppable people are made. The secret is not in avoiding pain, but in choosing the right pain. Avoiding the gym is easy, but living with poor health is painful. Avoiding discipline with your finances is easy, but living in debt is painful. Avoiding hard conversations is easy, but living with broken relationships is painful. Life will hand you pain regardless. The question is whether you will accept the pain that strengthens you or the pain that weakens you. The comfort zone whispers lies. It tells you, stay here. You've done enough. Don't push. Don't risk. Don't fail. But beyond that whisper is the life you really want. The success, the influence, The freedom, all of it waits on the other side of discomfort. Every breakthrough in your life will come with fear, resistance, and difficulty. If you back down in those moments, you remain the same. If you lean in, you change forever. Doing what is hard doesn't just build success. It builds identity. It rewires your mind to believe, if I can handle this, I can handle more, and soon the world can't stop you. Setbacks can't stop you. Failure can't stop you. Even fear can't stop you, because you've trained yourself to push forward when everything inside you says quit. That is what it means to be unstoppable. Not that life becomes easy, not that the obstacles disappear, but that you become so strong, so resilient, so committed that nothing has the power to hold you down. And it all begins with one simple decision: do what is hard every day, especially when you don't feel like it. So don't run from the challenge. Don't wish for things to get easier. Instead, wish to get better. Because the more you grow, the less the world can shake you. Growth lives outside your comfort zone, and if you're willing to go there, you will become unstoppable. Life has a way of testing who we really are. Every person faces two choices every single day: to lean into what is easy or to embrace what is hard. And the truth is, the easy choice often looks tempting. It's comfortable, it's quick, and it demands almost nothing from us. But here is the danger. Easy today becomes difficult tomorrow. Easy now leads to regret later. What is hard in the moment, though, carries a gift. The gift of growth, the gift of strength, the gift of becoming unstoppable. Doing what is hard is not about punishing yourself. It is about training yourself. Every difficult thing you do is like a weight in the gym. It may feel heavy, it may strain you, but it also shapes you. You cannot build muscles by lifting feathers, and you cannot build character by avoiding discomfort. The people who stand tall in the world, who inspire and lead, who live lives of freedom and fulfillment, are not those who chose the easy path. They are the ones who dared to walk the hard one. Think about it: discipline is hard, but regret is harder. Waking up early to work on your dreams is hard, but waking up 10 years later and realizing you wasted your potential is far more painful. Sacrifice is hard, but living with mediocrity is unbearable. The question is not whether life will be hard, it will. The question is, will you choose the hard that strengthens you or the hard that weakens you? When you push yourself to do what is hard, something amazing begins to happen and your capacity grows. What once felt impossible becomes natural. The challenge that once terrified you becomes your daily practice. And that's where consistency comes in. Doing something difficult once proves very little. Doing it again and again, day after day, transforms it into power. Consistency turns difficulty into strength, into mastery, into an unstoppable force. Consider the athlete who trains relentlessly, even when the body aches. Consider the entrepreneur who stays up late, building something that doesn't yet exist. Consider the student who keeps studying even when friends are out having fun. What separates them is not talent, not luck, but the willingness to embrace difficulty with consistency. Over time, they rise above others, not because they were born unstoppable, but because they forged themselves in the fire of discipline. The comfort zone may feel safe, but it never produces greatness. It keeps you small, predictable, and untested. The moment you step into difficulty, however, you begin to discover your true capacity. Growth only comes through resistance. A diamond is formed under pressure. A seed must break apart to become a tree, and a human being must endure challenge to discover what they are truly made of. So when you are tempted to avoid what is hard, remember this: every time you choose difficulty, you are making a deposit into your future strength. Every act of discipline builds a foundation no one can take from you. When you show up consistently, even when you don't feel like it, you become the kind of person that life cannot stop. Obstacles no longer intimidate you because you have trained yourself to face them. One day people will look at you and call you unstoppable. They may think it was luck. They may think it was talent. But you will know the truth. You will know that what made you unstoppable was your decision to do what was hard and to do it consistently until the hard became your advantage. Easy will never change you. Easy will never make you strong. Easy will never make you unstoppable. But hard is the gateway to greatness. And when you embrace it, when you do it again and again, you will rise above the rest, not because life was easier for you, but because you decided to do what was hard until nothing could stop you. Unstoppable people are not born with some special gift that the rest of us lack. They are not handed resilience, discipline, or strength at birth. They forge those qualities in the fires of challenge, difficulty, and discomfort. They become unstoppable because they learn to do what is hard when others shrink back and choose what is easy. That is the truth about greatness. It is built, not given. Doing what is hard may not look glamorous. It rarely comes with applause in the beginning. Waking up earlier than your peers, studying while others are distracted, working late while the world sleeps. These things are not easy, yet they are the invisible bricks that build the wall of strength around your future. People admire the results of success, but they often forget the price that was paid in private. Think about the athlete who wins championships. The crowd sees the victory, but they don't see the hours of sweat, the countless drills, the days of pushing through fatigue and pain. Think about the entrepreneur who builds a thriving business. The world sees the profits, but they don't see the sleepless nights, the risks taken, the hard conversations endured. Think about the leader who inspires others. We see the charisma on stage, but we don't see the battles fought in silence, the doubts conquered, the lonely choices made to stand firm when compromise looked easier. Every one of these people became unstoppable because they walked into difficulty and refused to retreat. Doing what is easy is tempting. It gives you a quick reward, a moment of comfort, or a sense of safety. But the easy path leads to a heavy price later, regret, weakness, and missed potential. Discipline is hard, but so is regret. Growth is hard, but so is staying stuck. Success is hard, but so is mediocrity. Life is designed so that both roads are hard, but only one builds you into someone who can face anything. If you must choose a hard, choose the one that strengthens you, not the one that breaks you. The beauty of difficulty is that it transforms you. The very act of doing what is hard changes your relationship with yourself. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. Each time you resist the urge to quit, your belief in your own strength deepens. Every hard choice you make deposits a seed of power inside you. And over time, those seeds grow into a mindset that cannot be defeated. You stop depending on circumstances to be easy, and you start depending on yourself to be stronger. That shift is what makes a person unstoppable. But remember, no one becomes unstoppable in a day. It happens through small, repeated acts of courage, doing one more push-up when you want to stop, writing one more page when you feel empty, making one more call when rejection has worn you down. The little things done consistently add up to extraordinary strength. Mountains are climbed one step at a time, and unshakable people are built one hard decision at a time. When you embrace difficulty, you also learn to see obstacles differently. What once looked like a problem now looks like an opportunity. Where others see roadblocks, you see training. Where others see pain, you see growth. Your perspective shifts from avoiding hard things to chasing them, because you realize each one is a chance to sharpen your edge. Soon, the very things that once intimidated you become the things that empower you. And when the storms of life come, and they always do, you will not be shaken. Not because life is easier for you, but because you have become stronger through the hard choices you made. When challenges arrive, you will not panic, because difficulty is no longer foreign to you, it is familiar territory. You have walked through the fire before, and you know it only refines you further. That is what it means to be unstoppable. Not that life suddenly becomes free of struggle, but that struggle no longer controls you. You do not break when tested, because you have already trained yourself in the small, hidden battles of daily discipline. You have already learned to do what is hard when no one was watching. And that secret preparation is what makes you untouchable when the spotlight turns on. So remember this truth: the world does not hand out strength. It does not gift resilience or discipline. Those things must be earned, forged in the furnace of difficulty. If you want to be unstoppable, you must do what is hard over and over again. Not because it feels good in the moment, but because it transforms you into someone who cannot be stopped, someone who cannot be broken, someone who rises no matter how many times life tries to knock them down. Unstoppable people are not born. They are made by choice, by sacrifice, and by the willingness to embrace what is hard. The question is, will you do the same?